We've been gardeners since we were young people, and it's just an amazing opportunity. Reading and finding out more and more about how important it is to give wildlife more room and to improve the ecology of any land that you've got. I was swimming yesterday and there was a fox that came to the water's edge, and I was swimming really quietly and I could smell its breath. I got so near to it. My daughter was in there and saw a swallow dip down and drink and then dip out and away. So everybody's been really kind of wowed by it. The whole garden has changed completely since it went in. So the insect life is really diverse, and as a consequence of that we're getting more different birds. I've got a really good book on insect identification, which is coming in really handy. So one of the first things that we really noticed was how quickly there were insects around as soon as the first spring came, and almost immediately the dragonfly were flying. They were flying over our pond and laying eggs, which was incredible. So, you know, every spring, well, in the last few weeks, like little pieces of nymph of dragonfly have been kind of forcing their way into the surface of the water and crawling up the stems and then emerging, and you can watch them just kind of drying their wings and emerging and then flying. So loads of different sorts of dragonflies and damselflies, kind of different colours of things. But I suppose that one of the things I realised is that you can see signs of insect life all year round, even in the winter. So there's nymphs and all sorts of stuff going on underneath the surface that I hadn't really thought about, I suppose. We wouldn't have had a pool at all if it would be concrete, because it's such a nasty material, really. You know, it's so intensive, the use of energy to produce it, that it seemed like it was completely opposite to what we would want. So it's an earth pool, and it was dug out very carefully, and it's lined and with some shelves inside. So it was a really amazing process to watch. It felt like Sarah really got immediately what we meant when we said we didn't want any cement, we wanted an ecological. She just really got it and ran with it, and it felt like she made a design that really absolutely suited us, and it seemed like she thought really well about the kind of the part of the garden we were going to put it in, and that was amazing. So it's in such a beautiful position, and she thought really carefully about the wind, the prevailing winds, where the sun would fall, the existing trees, and the level of the soil, all kinds of things like that. So it was so amazing to see when it kind of first emerged as a kind of wet, dark hole in the ground with just bare soil around it, and then started to emerge into a kind of flowery meadow, and with the planting that started to kind of grow leaves, and very quickly it became something alive. I've been amazed at what it's turned into, and I'm amazed by it every day, really. Everybody who's in it and near it is really kind of breathtaken by it. I would certainly recommend Kilham. Look at it, isn't it lovely? That's all really, isn't it? Look at that, isn't it lovely?